If you're struggling to reduce stress, manage stress, handle the stress in your life, girl, watch this video. I'm going to give you 3 things you need to do in order to reduce the stress in your life. But before I give you the strategies, let's go ahead and get on the same page about what stress is and what it is not. Typically, when we think about stress, we think stress is tension, pressure, and overwhelm that we feel depending on the circumstance or situation. But in a more academic and research-based context, stress is actually your body's physical or psychological response to a perceived threat. Translation: when you feel physically or mentally threatened, you experience stress. Let me go ahead and give you 3 things you can do today to reduce your stress. First thing I do when I'm working with my clients is, number 1, I ask them, girl, is that stress your stress? Where did it come from? So we take time to first identify, where did the stress come from? Now you're like, Janice, what are you talking about? Why are you asking that? Ask yourself this: is this my stuff? Or is this their stuff? Because sometimes, ladies, let's just be honest, sometimes we take on things that don't belong to us. I have a visual. So like, let's take, for example, my daughter's Easter basket. Okay. Inside this Easter basket are all types of balls. They're indicative of your life and all the things that you're carrying. Like that thing that you're worrying about because, your girlfriend and her man are going through something and you're like, oh, girl, I can't believe y'all going through that. And you're feeling real bad and you up all night because you're trying to solve a solution. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Take that out of the basket. Or let's just say you're getting ready to go on a girls trip and you really want to have a good time, but this one friend of yours, she's always late. And so you decided that you're not going to carpool with everybody else because you don't want to be stressed out. And so you're going to meet them at the airport, but you worry about what they're going to think about you and what they're going to say about you because you're not riding with them. Hey, let's stop. You want to have a good time on the trip. You've agreed to go to the trip. One of the things that will prevent you from having a good time is being late to the airport. Why are you taking on their stuff? Let them know, sis, love you. I'm going to meet you at the airport and I can't wait for us to have a good time on a girls trip. Take that out of the basket. So you want to always ask yourself the first thing, does this belong to me? And everything that don't belong to you, get it out the basket. Okay. Number 2, determine if it's productive stress or unproductive stress. Sometimes we feel threatened by things that have a big meaning to us. For example, I'm working on a book and it's really important to me that this book is perceived in a way that's going to help people move forward. And I got to meet these deadlines. That's productive stress. Because I'm like, if I don't meet the deadline, then we're going to have to push the date back. And if I don't take my time and provide good value, people are not going to be able to have transformation. Guess what? Although this is productive stress, that stress is also temporary stress. What is not productive stress is when I'm in a chronic, unhealthy relationship over and over and over again, where I'm worried about and dealing with the same dysfunctional cycles because folks don't want to go to therapy, folks don't want to go to counseling, folks don't want to get coaching. Ladies, do you hear where I'm going? Productive or unproductive? Unproductive stress works against your goals, your dreams, your desires, and your calling. Last but not least, we're going to create a plan to process the stress. And before you do this, hear me and hear me well. You cannot outperform your stressful situations. I know that you are a get-it-done woman. You're logical, you're reasonable, and you can come up with a solution to navigate through anything. But when we're dealing with stress, sometimes the worst thing we can do is to try to work our way out of the stressful situation. If you're like, Janice, that's not me, just ask yourself this. Am I going through these mental gymnastics? Oh, if I could do this, if I just did this, if I only did this, maybe I should have said that, or maybe I could do this. Is that your first response? Yep, you're guilty of trying to outperform your stressful situation. Sometimes we have to slow down and think about, where is it coming from? Is this productive or unproductive? And then sit with it, pause, reflect, pray, and you may even need to invite some support to help you to sort through the stressful situation. Don't just jump into making a solution. Instead, invite a trusted voice to help you navigate through what is stressful in your life. If this was helpful, I want you to share it with a friend. And if you need help navigating your life from a place of strength, I'd love to be your guide as your Christian life coach.